Nathaniel Dodson, tutvid.com, and welcome to this Photoshop in 30 seconds tutorial where the idea is that we have a Photoshop tutorial in 30 seconds. It almost never happens though. They always run long. Today we're going to talk about the spot healing brush in Photoshop. The spot healing brush, not the healing brush, the spot healing brush. This is the healing brush that I don't like as much, but it is much faster. You basically just click and Photoshop heals whatever it is that you have clicked and painted over. So let's go back to it here. You can see I can just boom, and it heals it. In theory, you don't have much control over what's being selected, and you can see I've doubled up the E from the word elk that's scrawled into the side of this airplane. A couple things about this tool. We have some options. Number one, you can right-click at any time and change the size and the hardness of your brush. You can also change the spacing, but not many people do that. I have that, so that's pretty cool. I can paint wherever. That's great. A lot of times when I'm using healing, I like to do it on a new layer. Now, if you're doing it on a new layer, you want to make sure you have checked on sample all layers. The reason I like to do it on a new layer is because if I get rid of a big chunk like that and I don't like what's happened, well, I can either just hide the layer, or sometimes you just want to reduce the opacity of a given layer, or you can just select everything on the layer, delete all the contents of the layer, and begin afresh. It gives me the option to mask the layer, all kinds of stuff like that, very non-destructive. You can content-aware heal. This generally is the best way to heal, and I'm saying that in a very generalizing way. Proximity match tries to match up where you're healing with all the pixels right around the brush. Sometimes does a great job, sometimes not so great. Diffusion, difficult to explain, but here's what you need to know about it. You want a lower diffusion number, like 2 or 3 if you have a very gritty, grainy image with a lot of detail. If you have a very smooth image, you want to boost the diffusion up, 5, 6, 7, something like that. So that's what the deal with diffusion is. It's only an option here with proximity match. Create texture basically tries to take the area that you are healing and really cover it up with a nice grainy texture, which in some way is going to, in theory, I guess, help blend a little bit more. I could see it being useful if you're cleaning up dots and sensor spots, things like that from a camera on a very solid colored background. But for something like this, isn't really going to work. I would probably go with content aware. You also have some blend modes and also replace, which does a lot less healing and almost helps it behave a little bit more like the combination of a spot healing brush and the clone stamp tool. If you're getting close to an edge or something, you probably want to go with a mode like replace and not normal, where normal is going to really make things go wacky, funky, crazy. We don't like that. So content aware. In the spot healing brush, you can see you can grab big chunks of areas and heal them very quickly. Not the best heal job, but it's fast and it's fairly effective, I would say, for a healing brush. That's the spot healing brush in Photoshop. Hope you've enjoyed it. Get it, got it, good. Nathaniel Dodson, tutvid.com. I'll catch you in the next one.